Welcome back to EP Daily. We are still in the midst of the 2015 Rocket and Raygun Awards. Now we're going to talk about the best sports games. Whole lot of sports every year. This year, no different. We've got MLB 15 to show, Madden NFL 16, NBA 2K16, NHL 16. So many numbers, and then there's Rocket League. Let's start with Marissa Roberto. Marissa.
Well, I think you make a great point there. All of those things come out every year, except for Rocket League. Rocket League was the biggest surprise this year, and it was a big surprise for me because, yes, I had a lot of fun with it, but I'm more surprised with the amount of people that latched onto this thing and will not let it go, which is why I feel like I have to give my vote to that game. But I am getting a little burnt out with all these sports games coming out every single year, and it feels like they're just minor improvements every single year, and I really could use a break. So the fact that we got something so new and so different and so exciting that had you guys bonding, you guys broed out over this, and that makes me so happy. It warms my heart, and so that's why Rocket League is getting my vote.
I mean, obviously, Rocket League is huge amongst the Ben and Steves of the cast here. Ben, what did you think is the best sports game? Would it be possibly Rocket League?
Do we even have to go through this again? I mean, yes, it's easily Rocket League. You know what really surprised me was NBA 2K16, which keeps winning this category. It's been the big winner year after year. And this year's really bummed me out. That Spike Lee mode, like, oh man. I mean, there's great game, there's good gameplay there.
Yeah.
Spike Lee totally ruined it. That cleared the way for Rocket League to race in there and jump in the air and kind of twist. And then it kind of goes like that. And then the ball goes in the goal. This is easily the best.
I like what Spike Lee did in 2K16, but they didn't complete the job. They kind of started something here. And I feel like that's something that the sports games have to do. They have to go into more storytelling, more RPG kind of mode, give us the idea of really becoming these characters through scenes, through these lives. 2K is kind of laying the foundation for where we're going to go with all this stuff, but they didn't go far enough. Ripper! Score! I'm going to give it to NHL 16 because I think that the NHL team always over-delivers with less resources than the rest of the sports franchises out there, although they under-delivered with NHL 15, but I feel like this time they really came back with tons of modes and lots of flexibility and terrific physics. So I really loved NHL 16.
Scott, you're a former Canadian Football League sensation. What was your favorite sports game?
You know, I can't tell you the number of conversations I've had with people who are in the media who are just like, you know what my favorite game is? It's Rocket League. And this is a game that's just stripped down to its essence. It's so easy to pick up and play. It's so exhilarating to play. It's the essence of a nonsensical kind of a sport experience, and that's exactly all I ever want from my sport game.
What are you picking?
I said Rocket League.
Okay, good. All right, good.
Sophia, as a former street basketball player, what would you say your favorite sports game is?
My height and all, yeah, I'm gonna go with Rocket League on this one because I like it when sports games kind of add random new modes in there. So, but Rocket League is just not even a traditional sports game. I mean, it's race cars with soccer balls. So,
yeah, Raju?
I agree.
Rocket League. It's the best sports game of the last 5 years, I think.
Steve?
Come on, I have dumped so much time into Rocket League this year. It's not a traditional sports game, but it has everything I like about sports games. It has competition, it has a great, slow, gentle learning curve. You're always getting better at the game. The matches are so intense, it's like infinitely new. I play it again and again. People say, well, it's just like cars and a soccer ball. How can you play this so much? Because every game is different. Something wild and new happens every game, and you just get better at it.
Well, it's the only game on the category without a number except for number 1 in our hearts, and that's why Rocket League gets the Rocket and Raygun for Best Sports Game. Now we're jumping in to Best Role-Playing Game, another huge list of awesome, long games to play. We've got Pillars of Eternity, Xenoblade Chronicles X, you got Fallout 4, you got The Witcher 3, and then Undertale. And let's start with Sophia. Sophia, what's your favorite RPG?
Oh man, this is a tough one because I love RPGs, and Fallout 4 is kind of not really my traditional RPGs. I'm usually really into Japanese RPGs. Xenoblade was just a little bit too complicated to get into, and I couldn't get into it. But at the end of the day, I think if I just had to pick a game, I'd just go back to Fallout 4.
As you can see, we're in a bit of a mess here.
It's a popular game this year. Vic?
Fallout 4 for me, absolutely.
Marissa?
The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt.
Raju?
Fallout 4. And absolutely, I think it is absolutely the best game of this category. And like how much time that I have sunk into it and still want to go back to that wasteland. Fallout 4.
Nice. Scott Jones.
As bad as I think shooters were in 2015, I feel like RPGs really took off this year in a big way. It's Fallout 4 for me.
Ben Silverman?
This is a category for me this year, and I think this is really a two-horse race between Fallout 4 and The Witcher 3. Well, The Witcher 3, I had no expectations for. I barely played the first 2 games, and what CD Projekt Red managed to do with this game, not only did they create my favorite open-world RPG of the year, but they elevated themselves into the rare air of BioWare and Bethesda.
It's a huge story,
That's an incredible thing to do for a developer that had been hacking away at this series. For me, The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, far and away my favorite role-playing game.
Brilliantly said.
I'm with Ben. Fallout 4 is an amazing achievement, but The Witcher 3 is the better game. It is the best RPG of the year.
What's this offer? Got a contract for me?
Obviously, The Witcher 3 was such a great game, but Fallout 4 just narrows it out because I'm giving it my nod as well, and I'm going to give it a Rocket and Raygun Award for Best RPG of 2015.
Sir, these things you're saying, these terrible things, I believe you need a distraction.
And then we're going to jump into fighting games. There weren't a whole lot of fighting games this year. Maybe 2, but I mean, Mortal Kombat X was probably the best fighting game of the year, so we're going to give that a Rocket and Raygun Award as well.
Fight.
And we're going to come back with more EP Daily right after this.